somebody want to ask Will Still if he still likes teams who press against him? Because that was absolutely. I think I said it after Norwich. What a win! What a win! Back-to-back wins. Bristol City are fourth after 11 games. Still very early. Will Still might be done up for Will Still. Who knows? Who knows? Still 35 games to go. But can I get excited? Can I start to get excited? Look at the recently relegated Premier League teams. Look at the Year 1 parachute teams. Look at the Year 2 parachute team. I know they won today, Sheffield United, but generally, just look at them. All of them have lost. This championship season might be there for a couple of surprise promotions, potentially, but we'll not talk about that at the moment. But my goodness me, what a win for Bristol City. That is absolutely perfect streamable second half in particular. Just magnificent. And how Bristol City, we have found a way to get back-to-back wins and a team with being a team in Southampton who one of the promotion favourites. I had them in second, for goodness sake, and definitely one of the fancy teams. Anyway, this was the Bristol City team. It was Radek Vitek in goal, who was just, I don't know, Gianluigi Buffon. Tanner, Dickey, Atkinson, that's the same back three. Borges, Viner, Randall stayed in there. Mark Sykes came into the team for Ross McCrory, and that makes sense. We've got two good options there in that position, so it made sense, and I thought Sykes did all right, and Sykes obviously got the goal against Norwich as well. Anis and Twine. Anis has been more consistent than Twine this season, but Scott Twine today was exceptional. Second half, I thought he was really good. Second half, first half, a little bit hit and miss at points. A couple of interesting decisions in the final third, but apart from that, not bad. And second half was unplayable. Alex Mehmeti is absolutely different gravy. Absolutely brilliant. He might not always get a goal, might not always get an assist, but will be involved in so many of our attacks. Gets the ball, drives the pitch. The number of times he won a throw-in, won a free kick, something of the sort, just got us off the pitch to relieve a bit of pressure. He is so good at that. Emil Rees up top as well. Started the game, I wouldn't say poorly, but I wouldn't say great. Southampton had pretty much all of the ball, opening sort of 20 minutes, pretty much. All of the ball, pinging about. There was one really nice move, which I think a shot was blasted over from inside the box in opening 10 minutes, and might have been 10th minute. But yeah, didn't create a hell of a lot, Saints. And we slowly started to get back into it for like 5-10 minutes. And then bang, Southampton hits on the counter-attack. A little bit against the run of play, actually. Shay Giles gets the ball, plays it into Adam Armstrong. It's not great from Rob Atkinson, who kind of gets caught in the middle of nowhere and then slides to kind of make up for it. And then doesn't get the ball, and Armstrong's in, and Armstrong dinks Radek Vitek, who is a little bit unlucky because the dink actually sort of goes really close to him. So if he's a bit unlucky and doesn't get a hand to it, unfortunately. Goes past him. I think it's Zach Varner, who's really trying his best to get back, but there's no way, even if he does make contact, that he tries to change that trajectory. The ball goes in, and you're going, oh no, but just as you're getting back into the game, Southampton hitting on the counter. But that's quality they do have, and I thought particularly for those opening 30 minutes when Southampton scored on 30th, Armstrong and Archer in behind the big the big Robs, Atkinson and Dickey. I thought they were a threat, but we dealt with that. And then it's Bristol who respond really quickly. We don't sort of allow Southampton to gain control, get the ball. Dickey spins someone, I think it might have been Archer, spins someone, gets the ball, plays it pretty much straight line, not straight line, curves through the middle. Head's a bit gone there. Curves it through the middle. It's horrible from Nathan Wood. Completely shanks it, and this is in. And because of that curved ball trajectory, and coupled in with the fact that it's a bit of a miss kick from Nathan Wood, the ball is awkward for Anis to sort of take a touch. How many touches is he going to take? And then where's he going to put his finish? Because he's completely free on goal. slows up a little bit, but keeps going. And first touch is great, sets the ball, and then the second touch is the finish, and it is an outstanding finish, literally right in the far corner. McCarthy, no chance, and it's a fantastic finish from Alisson Mehmeti. And after that, I'd say we were the better team. I wouldn't say we were in control. We were never really in control in the first half. 34% possession Bristol City had, 66 Southampton, but I thought we were pretty decent at sort of creating chances. Pardon me, but creating chances on the counter attack and generally being quite decent at just breaking. And then half time goes in. Second half, you instantly notice we're a little bit more higher up the pitch. We're a little better. We're a bit more proactive. There is immense amount of space in behind Southampton behind those three centre backs. That was there in the first half. Decision making at points wasn't fantastic, and the substitution, the change we made up top of Sinclair Armstrong coming in to the game for Emile Rees, absolute masterstroke, because that just unlocked so much more going forward. The number of times Sinclair Armstrong came, must have done it at least 3 or 4 times. Just ran in behind, had a shot at 3-1 where he just ran between, I think it was Harwood Bellis and another centre back. He got in down the left hand channel a couple of times. He was outstanding, Sinclair Armstrong. And Emile Rees I thought was decent as well, linking up play, but he doesn't have the running power and the pace that Sinclair Armstrong has. Absolutely fantastic sinks. That substitution was made on 53. He's involved in our second goal. It is something. It's very fortunate. A little bit similar to our first goal. Quite fortunate, but Mr. Scott Twine is there in the right place in the right time. And I was a little bit quite questioning Scott Twine, wasn't I, after the Norwich game, but proved me wrong. Absolutely outstanding second half from Scott Twine. He's in the right place at the right time. It is a lovely finish, dinked finish to be fair. It's one of the few finishes that was actually on in that position at the time. So what happens? I think Randall has it, and then ball finds its way to Neto Borges, who has the opportunity to shoot, doesn't, sets it for Zach Viner, who's obviously now a midfielder and will get into those positions more often. Hits a shot. I'm going to be honest, absolutely abhorrent shot, but guess who's there in the way to block the shot? Not a Southampton defender, Sinclair Armstrong. Takes a deflection of Sinclair Armstrong. Alex McCarthy completely wrong-footed. Scott Twine is on side because once it takes the deflection of Armstrong, I think it might have hit the post, might have done something. Goes to Scott Twine. I think he takes a touch, dinks it over McCarthy. 2-1, 57, and Southampton I thought were a little bit better to start the game, but start the second half. But we definitely also looked much more of a threat on the counter attack. But they felt like they had a little bit more control. Anyway, 7 minutes after that, we killed the game. I think at 3-1, the Saints were gone. It's another mistake from Southampton. Actually, I think it's Jella or someone. Not sure exactly who it was. Not Jella. Yanda. I think it might have been Yanda, who gives the ball away, and it's a undercooked back pass to Nathan Wood. It is not Nathan Wood's fault, but Scott Twine nips in. That's high press in the second half. Absolutely outstanding. Just brilliant. Won the ball so many times. Really up and out them in their face. The fullbacks pressed their wingers really well. I thought the midfielders joined in as well. Didn't really give Southampton too much space in and around our box, which eventually meant they didn't create much in the final third. Nicked the ball. Mehmeti outstanding. And then this one is another dinked finish from Scott Twine. I think there were 3 dinked finishes in the game, weren't there? Brilliant from Scott Twine. This keeps his composure, realizes there's no one around him pretty instantly, and then once he realizes that, calms himself down, goes, and then gets a little bit fortunate. I think comes off the inside of the post potentially. Doesn't particularly matter. Goes in the back of the net, and that is game over at that point. Obviously, I didn't want to believe it, but it's just the attitude Southampton had after that, just nowhere near it. And honestly, we could have had more. And again, spaces open up at 3-1 with Southampton chasing the game a lot more. But Bristol City, I thought, were outstanding in their pressing. It was a classic example of you don't need, especially that second half. This is really, I'm talking about the second half here. You don't need a lot of the ball to control, to dominate, to have the opposition exactly where you want them. Bristol City, I thought, were really, really good at that. overall in the game, 33% possession. Second half, we had 33% possession. XG in the second half of 1 to 0.8 of Southampton. There's a lot of shots inside the box that were sort of straight at Vitek. Sort of effortless saves for Vitek. A couple from Jay Robinson. I want to say a header potentially for Shea Charles. That was a little bit difficult, but that would have come up nice and high on the XG as fireworks go outside. Celebrating this win. But we really had them where we want them exactly, and the tactical switch up that Scott Twine mentioned, or the slight tweak in what we did, Scott Twine mentioned in the post-match interview at half-time, in terms of what we did at half-time, yeah, that was pretty noticeable to me anyway. We were a little bit higher up the pitch, we were a little bit better, sort of in the press, engaged a little bit more, and again, the fact that we pressed our fullbacks, pressed their wingers quite well, meant that they had to make a decision, they had to do something quickly. They didn't just have everything at their own pace, Southampton, and it never felt like, oh, there's a winger free going forward. There were still moments where Armstrong was available and Southampton just didn't take the risk, didn't notice it, or didn't have the confidence to do it, whatever. But I thought we were outstanding at dealing with everything, the minimal things that Southampton throughout our second half. I thought we were outstanding. What a win for Bristol City. 3-1 against the newly relegated Year 1 parachute team in Saints. A consecutive 3-1 win at home to Southampton as well, and that puts Will Steele under some real pressure. There's two managers actually consecutively that we've beaten who might be on the brink. Who knows? In fact, Norwich lost it again. And in the bottom three. Oh no, what a shame. Southampton on 17th. Bristol City, as I mentioned, 4th in the table, and just look at this top 6. Coventry top, 25 points after 11 games. They have 4 points clear of Middlesbrough, who are also got a game in hand. They'll play tomorrow against Sheffield Wednesday. They're second. Millwall, 20 points after 11 games. They're in third. Bristol City on 19 in 4th. Charlton and Stoke in 5th and 6th. Absolutely ridiculous state of affairs, and the top championships. Hull at 7th as well, and they beat Leicester, who are 8th. Ipswich, who are obviously another Year 1 parachute team, they're in 13th. Southampton in 17th, and Leicester, the other one, in 7th. Sheffield United in 21st. They won for the third time this season. What a win for Bristol City! But it kind of felt like a performance like that against a team who liked to play the ball a lot, maybe didn't necessarily have the bite at the end of it. That sort of performance was in Bristol City. That sort of result, that sort of type of game, I like was in Bristol City, and it was there. It was there, and what a way to go into Birmingham now, which is going to be. You never know. That might be a similar looking game plan. We'll see. What a win for Bristol City. Thank you for watching this match review. If you have enjoyed it, hit like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Get me your thoughts in the comment section down below on what has been a pretty crazy Tuesday night in the Championship, actually. All your thoughts in the comment section down below, particularly on this game. Bristol City 3, Southampton 1. This smile is not going to go away for a pretty long while yet. And I'll see you all on Saturday.